Let's talk about a huge challenge for local hospitals right now. How do you actually grow? How do you build real, lasting relationships with patients when you're just stuck pouring money into digital ads that, well, they just don't work like they used to? It's a tough cycle. So let's dive into a new way of thinking about this. If you're running a hospital, this probably sounds all too familiar, right? First, you've got those ad costs on Google and everywhere else, and they just keep going up and up. And for what? Maybe you get a patient to come in once. Then there's the whole app situation. You ask patients to download something, sign up, give their info, and you can just see them thinking, what a hassle. They're worried about their privacy, and frankly, who has the time? And maybe the worst part, the second a patient walks out that door, the connection's gone. Poof, the relationship just ends.
So here's a big question. What if the solution to all these complicated problems wasn't another complex system? What if it was something incredibly simple? I'm talking about a single QR code scan that could replace that whole broken advertising model with something new, something built on actual trust and a direct connection. Let's see how that's even possible.
Okay, first up, one scan, a new experience. Let's look at this from the patient's point of view, because that's what really matters. How does one little scan create a completely different and honestly a much better experience for them? So imagine this. A patient walks in, they scan a QR code at the front desk. That's it. No app to download, no password to remember, and boom, instantly they get a little welcome reward. Maybe a small discount, just a little thank you for coming. Then, after their appointment, the important stuff, like aftercare guides, just shows up for them automatically. But it doesn't even stop there. That same connection they made in your office now unlocks discounts at the local pharmacy or a healthy restaurant nearby. It's not a one-time thing. It's a continuous, rewarding journey. That patient experience sounds pretty great, right? Almost too simple. So how does it all work? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the actual tech that makes this little QR scan so powerful. It all starts with something called Cubic Pass. The moment a patient scans your QR code, an anonymous, totally secure ID is created on their phone. That's it. 1 second. There is absolutely zero friction here. No app, no email, no name. You've just opened up a direct, private line of communication without any of the usual headaches. Okay, so once you have that connection, Metacubic kicks in. The best way to think of it is like a personal health drawer right on the patient's phone. Everything you send them, appointment reminders, follow-up instructions, you name it, gets neatly filed away in one secure, private spot. No more patients digging through their messy email inbox or trying to find that one text message. It's all right there when they need it. Now, of course, the big question is always security. This is where you really build trust. The whole system is locked down with phone to web. It's a patented technology that basically chains every sensitive link to the patient's specific phone. So let's say a link to their test results gets forwarded or stolen. It just won't work on any other device. It becomes a dead link. Useless. We're talking bank-level security here, which completely shuts down phishing and hacking, giving your patients total peace of mind. So when you put it side by side, the difference is just night and day. The old way is this constant, expensive struggle. You're bleeding money on ads for fleeting attention, you're putting up barriers for your patients, and you're taking on all this data risk. The new way just flips the script. One scan gives you a direct, secure, and genuinely valuable relationship that starts in your hospital but grows way beyond it. We've seen the tech and the patient journey, but now let's zoom out. Let's see how this simple tool doesn't just build a list of patients, it builds a whole connected health ecosystem that can grow from your neighborhood to, well, the entire globe. See, this is about so much more than just your hospital. That one QR scan plugs your patient into a trusted local network. The system is smart enough to know that a patient who just saw you might need to pick up a prescription. So by partnering with the pharmacy down the street or the physical therapist's office, you create this amazing web of care that adds value for everyone, most of all, for the patient. And if you're wondering just how solid this technology is, well, it's not just for healthcare. This exact same system for secure, direct connection is already powering universities, smart cities, big events, and local retail. That just goes to show how robust and scalable this platform really is. And here's where it gets really mind-blowing. Let's go global. Imagine someone in Sydney or LA using their own local wellness portal. Because this is a global network, they can discover your hospital, not through a random ad, but through a system they already know and trust. They can literally connect with you before they even book a plane ticket, building that all-important trust from halfway around the world. All right, this brings us to our final and maybe most important section, data that you own. We're about to talk about a fundamental shift in how we need to think about patient data, about privacy, and about value itself. This quote really hits the nail on the head. In today's world, all that patient data you're storing, it isn't just a responsibility, it's a huge hidden risk. With the constant threat of data breaches and new regulations, the old model of just collecting and holding on to data is becoming completely unsustainable. It's a liability waiting to happen. So what does this new model mean for your hospital? Let's just boil it down to 3 huge benefits. Number 1, you build a truly loyal patient base with a system they actually like using. 2, you can actively encourage healthy habits, maybe rewarding patients for coming in for their annual checkup. And 3, you completely flip the script on data. Instead of being a liability you have to worry about, the anonymous signals from patient engagement become a secure asset that helps you grow. And here's the bottom line, the ultimate payoff. This lets you and your staff get back to focusing on what you do best, providing amazing care. You let the system's AI work quietly in the background, building trust, designing the right benefits, and automatically encouraging patients to come back. It turns those one-time visitors into patients for life, without you having to become a marketing expert. So let's be really clear, this is not just another marketing platform or a new piece of software. What we're really talking about here is the foundation for a whole new health economy. It's an economy where trust is the real currency, and where taking healthy actions creates real, measurable value for everyone involved. So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. Right now, your patient's data is often just taken and sold off to the highest bidder. But what if we could build a world where the value created when a patient gets healthier actually flows back to them and back to you, the trusted hospital that guided them on that journey? That's the future that this kind of technology makes possible.